Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Market hovering around with that news. We're still a lot higher, and there's a lot of panic in what people are doing, what people are going to do. I have a couple of things that I actually want to talk about that came up on the fly. We can talk about China and selling, or we can talk about birds, or we can talk about being true to you. In what order? I'm going to flip between birds and China. All right, I didn't say what heads was going to be, but heads or tails? Heads is birds. All right. It's birds. This is going to be kind of awkward. Should have started with China, but here we go. I was looking off the balcony this morning, and this actually happened like 6 months ago, but it happened again this morning that reminded me of it. So, and this is why you can draw wisdom from anywhere. This is very important to always be, I'm always looking for a way to unlock some kind of newfound awareness, some kind of understanding that will raise my awareness, which is like a circle of light around me to what I can see. And the more awareness you have, the further that spotlight goes. So the further you can see and understand what's going on around you. And of course, you can have blind spots. It's not perfect, but the best bet is to always keep like an open platform, right? That means you are very receptive to people coming in, coming out. And basically, I was looking out and I saw this bird, and it was flying over the ocean, and it was going, it was real far. And I was like, man, that bird is really far out in the ocean, and it's really high. I was like, wondering if it's going to get tired and stuff. So I was just watching it. And then I blinked, and I looked again, and I was gone. I couldn't find it. And I was like, that's funny, because I had to look for about 3, 5, 6 seconds before I could find that bird again. And it caught, I had to stare in one spot and just keep my eyes aware. And then it caught the corner of it. And that's how I found it again. And what the fuck does this got to do with anything, psycho? Basically, what it has to do is there's a lot going on around in life that we miss. There's a lot of behind the scenes. How many of those birds are out there that I just don't see, that are in plain sight? It runs really deep. See, this is something I learned from nature. I didn't read this in a book. I need to, this is innate that you and the universe, you can learn from. You can learn from what's happening in front of you. So why did I learn from that? That parallel, it's like, well, damn, man, think about that. How much of things in life are floating around? How much value, how much negativity, how much good, how much bad, how much everything is floating around us, a plain sight that we don't see, right? And it's only when we're still and focused on something, does our awareness, AKA our line of sight, right? I would never have found that bird if I was constantly moving my pupils, looking around. No, I had to set a focus, like a vision lure, and then it would catch my beacon of my scope of my sight. And that's very important. That's kind of how I was talking about awareness. I was talking about focus yesterday, right? It's very important to kind of parallel the two, because the focus is one, it's kind of like I had to focus my sight before I could actually see what was going on around me. I didn't actually have to focus on it directly to catch it. And then when I catch what I want, I can focus on it and flow with it. What does this mean? It means when you hone your awareness, when you hone your focus, and you sharpen your blade, and you're sharpening your blade, and you're honing your focus, and you're honing your focus. What does that mean? That means I'm looking out into the blue. There's nothing, there's no birds. There could be a bird. I'll never know if I'm not focused on the spot. That means if I'm not prepared to see the bird. And then when the bird comes into my line of sight, I'm ready. Parallel that to life. You focus. And the opportunity's the bird. And you focus. And when the bird, aka the opportunity, comes in line of sight, you can grab it, then you can focus on it. That's the knowing that's the knowing that it's gonna happen before the how it's gonna happen. It's like you don't know how you're gonna get there, you just know you're gonna get there. And that's how you get there, because yeah, man, you can stay there with that focused blade and you may never catch the bird. You may never catch the opportunity, but I fucking guarantee it, you're not going to catch it if you're not focused. So at least this time you have a chance, because anything can happen. Anything. You have no idea what's going to happen today. No one knows what's going to happen. We have a good idea because of routines and how we lived our life, but you have no idea what's going to happen. And then we can blend this in nicely with the China selling. And basically, I don't know, I ask you this. If the United States banned cryptocurrency and made it illegal, would you sell your Bitcoin? Answer that question to yourself, because if that's the truth, then it's like you're in the wrong game. You're not going to win. This game's too emotional. If you're caught in your emotions, if you haven't made a decision, if you're in it for pussyfooting, if you're in it halfway, and if you're in it when everything's good and you don't want to have anything bad, you're going to lose in this life, man. Those aren't the fucking winners, man. The winners aren't the guys that are afraid to get hit, man. They aren't. The winners are the ones that meet the challenge head on and they fucking hit it, just like a good football player would. A football player who is afraid to get hit, you know, you might get lucky and get a Deion Sanders. But the amount of players, right? And to be honest with you, I'm not going to pick on Deion. Deion wasn't afraid to get hit. And I know a lot of people probably say that's bullshit. Nah, man, he just wanted to preserve himself. But I've seen the man go in. So, you know, when you're worth the amount of money he is, it's not about getting it's not the fear. It's the wanting to stay in the game and get paid. But getting digressed. So when China says they're going to ban it, how many people dumped their money because the Chinese government said they were going to make it illegal? All the fucking pussies, all the pussyfooting, all the fucking speculative money, all the people who aren't in it, who don't give a fuck, all the leeches, all the parasites. That's all they want is the profit. They probably don't even know what Bitcoin does. You know, that's the whole point of Bitcoin, man. If you're going to drop cryptocurrency, if you're going to drop freedom, if you're going to drop decentralization at the drop of a hat when the government roars, it's just pathetic. Like, you know, it's just, what are you in it for? This is not, that's why I keep saying, man, I'm not doing this for money. I've never done anything in my life for money, ever. At my brokest time, I don't say that word, at my time that I had the most potential to make bankroll. If you're ever AK low on resources, you never say you're out or you're broke or anything like that. You always say you're in a good position to gain money in your account, right? Because if you're low on money, then your potential to gain money goes up as opposed to losing it because you don't have much to lose. It's always the way you word it. And basically, if you're going to give up your Bitcoin, your decentralization at the drop of a hat because the government roars, then this isn't the game for you, man. You're not going to, when I was down and out, I was coaching people for free how to lose weight. And you know, even my mom was like, you should be charging these people. And I wasn't charging anybody. It's a billionaire mindset. Even when throughout my whole life I've been that way. You could never pay me for anything. I've always created value. And don't get it twisted. I'm not saying going and fucking clocking in is bad. I'm not saying that at fucking all. I'm just saying what I did. What I did was I created value and the money fell. That's all I can say. I can't fucking pussyfoot around. I'm not gonna, you know, if I offend somebody, I'm sorry. I'm not dogging anybody. I know, like, you got to do what you got to do. I'm not in your fucking shoes. I'm not trying to play like this is one size fits all. Like, nah, man, my situation, your situation could be completely different, opposite fucking worlds. It is what it is. I'm not here to convince anybody. You know, I'm just speaking at what I do, and that's all, period. I don't give a fuck about anything else. But basically, and then of course I started making good money from weight loss coaching. So even though I wasn't trying to, I was turning down money before. See, that's the thing. I kept creating value, and then it got awkward, and people were like, man, I've gotten so much for this guy, because they would email me and ask me questions, and then I would answer them, and then they keep doing it, and then they'd be like, man, I feel awkward asking another question. I have to offer some money. And then I'm like, no. And then they keep asking, like, oh, you're so nice. And then it gets real awkward, and like, all right, well, look, man, I need to hire you because I need professional help, and I can't just sit here and ask you questions every single day, because this is is getting awkward. I need to pay you. It's not a matter of if you want it or not. I have to pay you. And that's what it became. It's like they were forced to pay me. That's how it was. And I had no money in my account. What's the mind frame there? Why did I do that? That's real fucking life. I need to get my mom on one of the fucking calls. She'll tell you that's how it's the fucking truth. It's not fucking talk. Like I live what the fuck I talk. This is my life. This is how I got here. This is how I'm going to get to when I have $1 billion. I already have $1 billion. Not like literally, but if you know my time thing, in the future, I will be a billionaire. Therefore, now I'm a billionaire because everything I do now affects that. It's all connected in a chain. Right, so I don't ever look at the amount of money I have in my account. That doesn't fucking matter. It only matters the path of where I'm going. And then when I look up one day, that amount of money will be in my account and nothing else would have changed because it was expected. When you expect the journey, when you're going down the journey, and then you look at your account and it is what it is, you're not surprised. You know, when you walk down the flight of stairs and get into your car, and when you arrive to your car, you're not surprised that you arrived to your car. You're like, well, duh, I took the fucking steps down the stairs and I went to the fucking car. It's pretty fucking obvious, right? It's the same thing to get the wealth. It's like, well, duh, I did this. I was committed. I showed up. I learned. I was aggressive. I was hungry for the apple. I went for it. I got it, right? It's very obvious, right? And yeah, of course you get some luck along the way, but that's life, right? You know, you're lucky every day you get in your car and you go to your destination, you don't get in a wreck. Just because you don't get in a wreck doesn't mean it's not possible. Anything's possible. You're lucky every fucking breath you take. So luck is always a factor. The amount is insignificant because the next breath is the luckiest fucking moment of your damn life, because if it didn't happen, then anything after that breath is pointless. It's mute. So people say you're so fucking lucky. I say you're the fucking lucky one. We're all fucking lucky. What are you talking about? The breath you're uttering means you're lucky. So stop looking at this or that. Like, man, if I'm playing a game and I can't beat it and I keep playing, that's what it is. You know, I lose in the process of playing the game. You understand? It's like I still had a good time. I may not have won. I may not have got the highest score, but I still played the game on my terms and I had fun. I took the risk and I learned and then I died, right? It's kind of like life. It's like, hey, man, not everyone's going to make it. It's not a fucking fairy tale. It's not, there's not always a happy ending. Some people are going to get fucked over. Some people aren't going to make it. Some people are going to quit. Some people are going to turn. It is what it is, right? But at least if you're going after it, if you're trying, you're going to die at the end of your grave, because you never seen a go-getter at the end of his days complaining with regret. You never see that. They always look back with smiles and say, yeah, man, it could have been different, but I gave it my best shot. And that's the only thing that matters, right? Because everyone makes bad decisions. Everyone jumps head first. Everyone does. Everyone moves. We're all climbing. You know, if you're climbing, you're going to be making lots of mistakes, because you're always in new territory. You're always in new terrain. You're always in something new. If you're not making mistakes, you're not doing it right. That means you're content. That means you've mastered your field and you have not moved out of your field, because you're saying, I want to always be in a form of mastery. I do not believe in mastery. I believe in mastery is like saying, if it's not broke, it's not fixed. Or if it's not broke, don't fix it. That's fucking bullshit. If it's not broke, but it can be fixed better, then it's as good as fucking broken, right? I don't believe in fucking mastery. There's no such thing as fucking mastery. Get your fucking mastery shoved up your ass. There's no mastery. You're always getting better. You're always looking to remaster, to break down what you know and build it from the ground up. That's the beauty of learning something new. Somebody tell me I'm wrong. Somebody tell me I'm this. Tell me I'm that. Open my eyes to being bettered. I'm the most egoless person, yet I have the biggest ego. What does that mean? My ego is like a pet. I have it on a leash. It's like a trained pit bull. I let it go and have fun when it wants to, because that's fucking life. You know, that's the salt in the stew. You got to have a little bit of spice in your life. You can't be just a bland monk. You can't be, you know, you got to have a little bit of flair, but you also got to be able to know, like, hey, and let the ego know, hey, no, I am in control, right? I feed you. This is mine. When I want you to stop, you stop. And that's just how I view it. So the fact is, moving on into the China market, people are very weak-handed. Obviously, we're starting to see, and I'm not gonna hate, man. There's a lot of fucking strong hands. There's a lot of fucking strong hands. Holler at the people. Holler at the people who want to be free. Holler at the people who don't want to just back down at the fucking bat of the government when the government says something. And it wasn't even some fake news. It's looking like everyone's saying it's fucking fake news. It's bullshit, right? People fucking jumping at first of all, people jumping on fake news. And then what happens if it really happens? Let all the governments in the goddamn world fucking make it illegal. I guess I'd be a motherfucking vigilante. They'd call me Vigilante Dan, because I'm not selling my fucking Bitcoins. I don't care if they go down to 1 penny. I'm never selling my Bitcoins. You're going to have to bury them with me. You think I'm afraid to lose what I've built? You're out your goddamn mind. I'll drop kick it in front of you and rebuild it with a smile on my face and a tear coming down my eye, because I don't give a fuck. I'm a psycho like that. And that's the reason that I enjoy life, because it's there's no attachment. There's no attachment to my money. There's no attachment to my love. I love you regardless. You don't got to love me for me to love you, right? There's no attachment in my life. I'm as free as a bird. And that's how I live. And the market is just a game to me. This life is always a game. Money, what is money? Some dude created the concept of money. It's a big game. That's why we're always, the whole life's a game. You watch games, you watch sports, you play video games, you're in a family. A family's a game, right? You do this, I do that, we raise the kids, right? Oh, hopefully they don't become psychos. That's what you fucking do, right? It's all a game. It's all a game. You have fun. The whole purpose is to have fun. The whole purpose of life is to dance while the music is playing, right? While you're living, the music is playing right now. You don't want to wait till the end of the song to look back and realize you didn't dance at all, and now the music's no longer playing. And that's a sad thing. That's how you avoid regret, because the most beautiful years of your life are at the end, when you can look back at your life at the gurney. You know, it's kind of like you played this fucking video game and it took you so goddamn long, and you went through so much, you sacrificed so much, and now you're at the end boss, and you realize this is the last boss you're ever going to fight. And you look back at your journey and your armor and your cool swords and your cloak and your cool little trinkets and your cool little pet. And you're like, man, I've come so far. You know, I've done so much. I know so many, I've lost so much, but yet that, you know, every time you lose something, it just gives you a little bit of appreciation for what you have, right? It's always a backhand and a handshake. It's just what it is. It's just life, right? For every down, there's a positive, there's a yin yang. It's just how it is, right? You lose your wallet, next time you appreciate your wallet. You lose a lot of money, next time you appreciate your money. You lose a friend, next time you appreciate your friend. You lose the loved one, next time, you know, you appreciate the loved ones around you. It's a beautiful thing. When you chop a branch off, it grows too. That's how life goes. From pain, it grows. Pain's resilient. Pain's angry. Love is angry. It's angrily trying to survive. It's not going anywhere. You can chop its head off and 2 will grow, 4 will grow. And just holler at the people who did not. I mean, I am proud. You know, the dumps used to be worse. Down 2%. Fuck you, China. Fuck you with your fake news. I'm not going to say fuck you, China. I'm going to say fuck you to all the people with the fake news, spreading all this bullshit, acting like they run shit. You don't run fucking nothing. This isn't nobody's goddamn money. This is the people's money. There's no fucking government that runs Bitcoin. So you can suck my goddamn where the sun don't shine, because I don't care. Not selling my Bitcoin. And there's really nothing else to say when it comes to the market. Right? Get your fucking cheap China coins. I don't even want to call them China coins, just the ones that are predominant in China, because they're going to spread. The technology is going to spread. And I mean, look at EOS. It's just silly. I don't even know what did EOS go for in the scanner. Let's see what it went for, guys. Got it over here. I got so much going on. My other monitor is a very widescreen monitor, and it's like 2 monitors in one. I got so much going on it. I keep all my markets and stuff on it. Oh my god. Oh no, my stomach hurts. There's no way this just happened. There's no way. How did I miss this, guys? That can't be real. That's not real. That's not real. That can't be real. Under 60 cents last night? Wow. That's crazy. And it fucking sucks, because it's just been slipping my mind. Like, I've been watching it, and that's why I told people in my earlier videos, I was like, man, if you're not watching the EOS scan, you're not a true hustler, because this fucking shit can happen. I mean, the current price is this. It's just crazy. And it's pretty obvious, because China's not going to be invested in the ICO. USA can't invest in it. I knew that, right? And even when that happened, it still hit $1. It still hit 80 cents. I've been investing in, you know, I missed this one, but I invested in this and this. And then I missed this one. And then, yeah, was not expecting that. But I spilt milk. I'm also going to end it on this. Basically, there's a lot of people. Get some. So there's a lot of people who are confused with what they really want. So a lot of people actually think they want to be rich, they want to be this, they want to be that, because society basically trains them to be that. But some people don't. Like, not everybody wants to be a billionaire. Not everybody wants to be a millionaire. Like, some people just want enough money to survive and be content. And that's the truth. And there's nothing wrong with it. That, like, if there was no gazelles, then the lions would die. I'm not saying humans are feeding on each other. I'm just saying it's a circle of life. And I'm saying there's nothing wrong with a gazelle. I'm so tired of fucking society demonizing weak, quote unquote, what they think is a weak animal. It's not, man. It's like calling a woman weak, but yet a woman produces the children, and without the woman, all of man would die. So who is really more powerful? In the eyes of killing, like, yeah, if you think killing is productive, if you think killing is what matters, then yeah, you can quote unquote say you're stronger. But I'm saying, what is the best for the survival of the human race? That's women, right? I mean, obviously you need man too, but it's just, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say one's more important than the other. Well, your man's stronger. It's like, well, I mean, without women, men would die. So, and I'm just trying to cross this out because a lot of people, there's a lot of gazelles out there, man. There's a lot of people who are sheep. There's a lot of people who are turtles. There's a lot of people who aren't go-getters, and that's fine, man. Like, it's just be true to yourself. Like, you got to be the best motherfucking sheep out there. You got to be the motherfucking ballin' ass gazelle, right? You got to be on your shit if that's who you are. Stop trying to front. It's gonna hurt you. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, you can change at any time, but sometimes it's just like, hey, man, just really work with your strengths. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm seeing a lot of people who are just investing in ICOs left and right, losing money. And what I mean by the emotion is, like, because if the market shakes, right, and you're a gazelle and you see the danger, you're gonna fucking sprint, right? That's the mentality, and this isn't the spot for you, right? We need people like that in just other parts of life. And I just, it's just one of the rare tidbits of advice. It's just like, man, really check your priorities of what you really, really want. And because there's just, I just see it like, man, go into the EOS fucking Facebook page and the Telegram. Oh my God, it's just sad, right? Some guy was like, I bought EOS at 6 and I sold at 2.7, so the cut losses. And this other guy was like, is it ever gonna go up? I'm losing all my money, question mark, exclamation point, 1,000 times. And it's just sad because these people just don't understand. They just don't have the right mindset. This is absolutely going to kill them, and it's going to give a bad name to crypto. Obviously it's going to happen, but as long as you have a little bit more self-awareness, just understand, just try to understand what's going to happen. The lions are going to approach in this market. The market is going to go up and down. People are going to dump at the slightest bit of fake news or real news, because it doesn't matter, right? But there is a core strong presence now, and it's like each time we have a new floor, a new floor. And they tried to make it overreaction, -2%, whatever. But on that note, I'm going to kill it. Cheers. Peace.